Little dogs and shit hit the fan. Hey, Z. Okay, let's go. Yeah, good boy. Little dogs and shit hit the fan. Well, I'm gonna break your paradigms, people. Springboarding off of a video that Pastor Fox did on dogs. I agree with what he's saying. I'm just going to add my 2 cents. What qualifies me? Well, a lot. Raise your hand if you've owned sled dogs. Raise your hand if you've owned personal protection dogs. Raise your hand if dogs have saved your ass in combat. All right, so there you go. Raise your hand if you've lived around livestock guardian dogs, Anatolians, Kangals, etc. Raise your hand if you've used hunting dogs, blood trackers. All right, so most dogs, and I do not care what the breed is, it could be the best Malinois ever. Without training, rarely will they bite a person on command and be controlled. It's a fact. It's just a fact. Have the best bloodline ever without the right training, doesn't matter. You could have the best sniper rifle ever without the right training, it's just a poorly shaped club, right? He's on something. Rummy's stalking. Now, you look at the personal protection breeds, their heritage, their history, the vast majority come from the multi-purpose farm dog lines. German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Malinois, Dutch Shepherds, etc. They come from working farm dog lines, the vast majority. Now there's some Doggo Argentinas and a bunch of exceptions that were, especially the Mulsar Mastiff breeds that were designed for something else, but they, for the most part, aren't as biddable. What I mean by biddable, trainable. Look at the Borbell, South African farm dog, right? Big dog, Ridgebacks, right? Is it a hound or is it a hunting dog? So the hunting lines, the curs, etc., the Muti spies, fighting dogs you'll see in Afghanistan, the Caucasian Ovacharkas. Right? I've been around all kinds of dogs, shot all kinds of dogs too, all over the world. They can be a serious threat and problem. You can lose rapport because of your damn dog. Oh, yeah. Your damn dog bites a grandkid, it's done. Zero tolerance policy on that. It's just the way we roll. Even Z is absolutely trained to give a warning, because he's a very vocal dog, and then leave if a kid is bothering him. He gets up and moves. Yeah, because I will not tolerate him biting a grandkid. Now, the tactical terrier is an exception. Let's run mums out. So what you will find is a trend in military-style working dogs for Malinois, Dutch Shepherds, etc., over dogs such as Rottweilers. Part of that is liability. If you've ever worked with an actual police dog that was a Rottweiler, you may understand this. Their bite force will break bones. It'll break bones. And they're also heavier dogs. And that's something you have to remember. It's efficiency, pound for pound. What's the pound for pound? Well, I don't like cats. Cats are not very biddable. Cats do whatever cats want to do. Oh, not my cat, whatever. Cats are not trained like dogs can be trained. It's just a fact. Just like snakes and turtles and shit, right? They don't have the propensity to be able to be multi-purpose and trained for multiple functions. So Z, a little tiny dog, 27 pounds. He is a 500-pound dog trapped in a 27-pound body. They call him the Malinois of the terriers for a reason. I do not recommend, unless you are a highly experienced dog trainer, you get a Yag Terrier. That is a German Hunt Terrier like Z. Spelled with a J like Jägermeister. It's the smallest dog I've ever seen that will hit a bite sleeve. Those type of dogs. Like on command. On command, hit a bite sleeve. It freaks people out. They have full-size canine teeth, unlike your little yippy-ass dogs. Z has multiple badgers under his check kill list. He's killed weasels. He's killed so many rodents, I couldn't even count. That's what we got him for. And so what you will see in Europe, you'll see a lot of the ratting terriers, like the rat terrier, right? Designed to kill vermin. Which vermin eat your hay, vermin eat your feed, vermin make holes and mess up your land. Z! Come on! Let's go! I think he was 2 months old, something like that. Z brought a grouse back to me. The Germans designed the Yag Terrier, the Hunt Terrier, to be the most efficient, compact, multi-purpose hunting dog. Hey, nope, let's go. He doesn't stay close to me like the Shephweilers do. These are Shephweilers. German line, German Shepherd, dad, German line, German or Rottweiler mother. Why? Well, with F1s, that's that type of cross. You can get really good or really bad. AKC, in my opinion, has ruined the German Shepherd and Rottweiler breed in America. That's why everyone wants lines that are outside of that. Because dumbass Americans look at aesthetics over function. Function. These guys will pull me. You see them without the harness on because we're not going far. I put the harness on so they can pull me. They pull logs. Literally. They take trees down. Literally. Now see, there's a difference. It's like, hey Saul, you carrying your chainsaw? No, I'm carrying a shotgun and a pistol. All right, come here. Hey, over here. Let's go through this thicket. Let's see if I can find the good one that I want down. Let's go to, right there. Yeah, right here. Yeah, get it. Yeah, get it. Good boy. Yes, good boys. Yeah, get it, Z. Good boy. Yeah, there we go. You train your dogs to work. My dogs work for me. I had them moving logs the other day. The neighbor's like, oh, you gotta carry this one log away. I just had the big pups grab a hold of it and move it to the burn pile. The difference is the training. You see the teeth of the tactical terrier? That is not a little yippy dog. Quite the opposite. He was raised with an Akita for a reason. He's not yippy. Now, when he gets excited and I tell him, he'll get that high-pitched yip, right? But see how silently, really, the big pups work. They are working dogs. I use my dogs to do all kinds of things. A lot of them I do not show on camera, especially the commands. This is just work. This is not defense, but it builds their skills. Now think about that for a moment. I preserved my edge, and I'm preserving their edge. This, you know, all these experts on the internet wanting to talk about dogs. Let's see your dogs do some shit, right? Hey, right here, let's go. Good boy. Yep. Dizzy. Good boy. This one. Hey, let's go. Not quite a yippy dog. Z, when he was younger, before I trained him off of it, he needed lots of exposure, chased a herd of elk. I had to go get him So hence why we use GPS collars to train. 5 miles. And it's something to behold to see a little tiny ass dog chase and bull out. So what I do, corrective training. So when you find them do stuff like that, you gotta stop it. And so, that's little in the training. You see one of the first videos, not there anymore, that was on YouTube. Z was less than a year. No, he was more than a year. He was over a year old. I had him within 10 meters of deer. It's control. Hey, let's go to. Yeah. Do your dogs have a job? Z killed another rodent last night. If you look up Yagteri, you will find them literally chasing bears. They're fearless animals. Now, the food requirements is very little for them. The hardest thing with Z, because he's a blood tracker and a sight, uses his sight more than his nose until there's blood, is to call him off of a wounded deer. That little tiny ass dog has recovered more deer than I can shake a stick at that dumbass hunters have wounded up here. He has. These two guys are more than powerful enough to literally catch and stop a deer in its tracks. Now, Z used to catch my big ram for me. And if I didn't pull him off of it, he'd kill it. They're a little bit different. Hey, let's go to. There you go. Yep. Make sure I'm not in the fall zone. Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work. It's one thing for one dog. It's another thing for 3. Yeah, there you go. Get it. There you go, puppy. Yeah. Good boys. And so my sweat equity at this point is like 0. 0. The multi-purpose farm dog. What's the control you have of your animals? You see, most people's pets are just pets and they are calorie wasters. I 100% agree. It takes time to train and have control over animals. And most people, most Americans especially, they get a dog and they think a dog's going to do this and that without training. Because it's a false sense of security. These little dogs, these little hunting dogs you see in multiple Indian tribes. The Spitz breeds up north are still used to this day to hunt big game. It's illegal in most of America, right? Minus for bears in some states, right? But dogs are absolutely force multipliers in the hunting fields. And talking about calorie savers, if you've ever shot a goose and had a little dog like that go get it in the wet cold and bring it back to you, or go straight down a cliff and go bring you back a grouse, you may change your mind on the functionality and purpose of small dogs. Now, what I don't want is I don't want a one-shot pony. A lot of hunting dogs are shit when it comes to protection because people don't well-round their training. They don't train them to do multiple things. Dogs are perfectly capable of doing all kinds of things to help mankind. That's been proven throughout history. Problem is, it's the nut behind the gun, the human behind the training that's the problem. Because people train myopically. Do you want a dog that's going to be territorial and just scare everyone away? Well, I call that a liability. And see, these independent dogs, like Akitas, like Anatolians, etc., the way their brains work is they make decisions on their own without their masters. They're not biddable. These two guys look to me for instruction. I want that kind of control, which is a principle of patrolling, with my animals on my homestead. I need to be able to call them off. Last night, I called them off on a skunk. Well, this morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, windows open, they smell the skunk. I didn't smell it because I don't have their sense of smell. Went out, they ran off 150, 200 yards. Then I could smell it, called them off, brought them back. Can you call them off? One of my Akitas called him off mid-attack within 2 feet of somebody with a little yippy-ass Pomeranian. Hey, this way, come on. So is there a use for small dogs? The right small dog. But see, most of your toy breeds, like Dachshunds, right? Dachshunds used to be little badass dogs, not anymore. Not in America. There's a reason why there's not very many breeders for Yag Terriers. Most of your small, everyone sees Z like, oh, he's such a cute little dog. He's a little asshole. And he will bite your ass if I tell him. But he'll also win friends and influence people. I call him the 22 long rifle of dogs. He can be used way above his weight class, just like people talk about using a 22 and the world without law for big game, etc. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Not the most effective, but it's still possible, right? What's the use? What's the manufacturing of the idea you need a dog? We needed a trainable animal that we could take with us, go in and out of hotel rooms, because most hotels is 25 pounds. Ask me how I know. I've driven and traveled all over the United States. I want a compact animal. The reason why military went to Malinois is weight requirements. They jump dogs in. You got a 220-pound barrel-chested freedom fighter, slap on a parachute, 100 plus more pounds of gear, you're going to run out of the cargo capacity of the chute rather rapidly. So the smaller 75-pound dog range is very common worldwide. You see military working dogs, a lot of them are in the 70-pound range. Why? It's a very efficient range. These big dogs, 120 pounds apiece, are they man stoppers? You bet your ass they are. Totally. However, I wanted the right type of disposition. Now guess what they don't do? They don't play around with strangers. For a reason, socialization is key. But dogs like that, like them that don't have a job, they're not for an apartment. Remember, I spend hours a day outside with my animals. It is a time investment. Most people do not have the time investment for even a highly biddable dog like the shepherding breeds, let alone a high performance hunting dog like a German Hunt Terrier or Yag Terrier. They are not for most people. They have to have a job. I have never trimmed my dog's nails, their claws. Put that in perspective. They've never had a real bath, the big dogs. The closest was when they got sprayed like crazy from playing squeaky toy with a skunk. I took them down to a river and soaked them up so I could bear to be around them. So is there a purpose for small dogs? Absolutely. Most small dogs, 99%, nope. Little yippies, no. However, you will see occasions on the internet where two little tiny dogs scared the shit out of a predatory animal like a bear, right? But there's also the numbers game with calories. There's a reason why I have two big dogs and a small dog in this triangle. Because 3 makes a pack think twice, makes a lone wolf think twice. It's pack mentality. Where I live, where there's wolves, where there's bears, where there's mountain lions, a real threat. I've had face-to-face encounters with such animals on my property. So it's higher learning through harder impact. But make no mistake, I am not an advocate of most people getting working dogs. Z! Just like I'm not an advocate of most people trying to do military maneuver tactics, because they don't have the training, nor do they know how to set up safe training. If you have a dog that's conditioned to bite people, you have a liability. If you have a dog that will make up its own mind when to bite people, you have a lawsuit waiting to happen. That's one of the problems with many of the livestock guardian dogs. They're not socialized to humans properly. They make independent decisions. That is a misstep. That is an accident waiting to happen. There's many stories of people who raise their own dogs, livestock guardian dogs, and bonded them with pigs or sheep or whatever, and they made a misstep with the baby sheep, baby pigs, and their own dog attacked their ass. Remember that. It's worse than a gun. What do I mean by that? A gun can sit there for 1,000,000 years, never hurt anyone. Dog's a different ball game. And when push comes to shove, dogs go feral when shit hits the fan very fast. Go watch the History Channel documentary on the Rangers' battle at Haditha Dam and the dogs eating people. Yeah. It's a real thing. Make no mistake, Fido will eat your ass when it comes down to it. It's dog, dog, dog eat dog. Right? Is that Ted Nugent song? So is there a place for small dogs? You bet your ass there is. If you know how to train them correctly, right? You know why I have a Yag Terrier? Because I don't have a Dutch Shepherd. Really. And I don't like going all the way down to the cliff to go get a bird. That saves me calories. But you have to train your dog not to eat the bird. You see? It takes training, it takes dwell time. Most people won't even train themselves. They won't even do the basics like go to Appleseed and get their rifleman's patch. Basics. They want to do all the high speed stuff and look cool. You don't think about function and liability. Run around with night vision and thermals and all this shit like for an intruder. Yeah, that's going to go real well in the court system, isn't it, Prepper? Be stupid. Don't be stupid. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Get yourself trained. I highly recommend Learberg.com. Train yourself. Train yourself before you get animals. It will help immensely, especially early on. If you're not a dog trainer, you need to hire a professional. Don't operate outside your scope lane or licensure. Hire a professional. Really, it will save you resources in the long run. Plenty of great trainers out there. Michael Ellis is a good one, associated with Learberg. I was using Learberg methods back when it was VHS tapes. Yeah, it's got to the high mountains where instruction happens. Don't think myopically. Dogs have been used throughout history for certain purposes. The problem is, like most shit in America, it's all about labels and looking cool, not function. That's why a lot of really good dog breeds have been ruined. Like I got a feeling Malinois are gonna get ruined because of everyone wants the army dog. Don't get a Yag Terrier. They are not for first time owners. Hey, let's go. There you go, yeah, good boy, nice. So train your dogs in the way they should go. Carry rucksacks, not feelings bags. Shalom.